Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Baseball. I'm Earl Shamblin, your host. And for this episode, I'm going to be playing the Game 7 of the 1967 World Series. And I'm going to be using an experimental Apba hybrid game. In other words, what I've done is I went through each chart, copied off the pitching change table and the results 1 through 14 for each chart. There's bases empty, runner on first, runner on second. So if the result is 1 through 14, I'm going to be using the pitching change table. Anything else outside of that, I'm going to go to the basic chart, the basic booklet, if you will, and I'll be getting the results off there. Now, I will also be using the pitching or the fielding column finder chart, which I did copy off, so I don't have to flip back and forth on the massive master booklet. Makes it a lot easier. So, if there's any variation in the different fielding columns, I will use the fielding column finder chart. But if it's the same all the way across, I'm not going to use it. I will be using the stealing, the master game stealing. I'm not going to be using the stealing allowance letter because I feel like if I want to steal, I'm going to steal. I'm the manager. And so if I want to steal, I'm going to steal. You're not going to tell me when I can and can't steal. But I understand the reasoning for the letter. And that's if you're playing out a season and, you know, it's going to help regulate the stolen bases. It's going to keep them more, you know, more accurate to real life stats. So I get that, but I'm not playing out a season. But I am going to kind of, you know, I'll use it as a guideline a little bit. But for instance, Lou Brock here, he's a 29 in stealing. And he's a C. He had 52 stolen bases that year. Well, Orlando Cepeda down here, he's at 32. And he only had 11 stolen bases. But his stealing allowance letter, I think that's what they call it, is an F. So basically, he can only steal, you know, after 7th inning or later. And if they're behind, etc. So I'm gonna, you know, I'll use that as a guideline, but I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna steal Orlando Cepeda every time because he's at 32. You know, I get that. So, but like Lou Brock, I mean, if he leads off with a single or whatever, he's gonna go. So, let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Cardinals. Same lineups they used in Game 7 in 1967. It's Lou Brock, Flood, Maris, Cepeda, McCarver, Shannon, Javier, Maxville, Gibson on the mound, Bob Gibson. And he actually pitched a complete game in that game, and the Cardinals won it. For the Red Sox, it's Foy Andrews, Yastrzemski, Harrelson, Scott, Smith, Petrocelli, Howard, and Lonborg on the mound for the Red Sox. So here we go with the experiment. Lou Brock to lead it off against Lonborg, who is a 14, a 44. That is an 8. Lonborg is a right-hander, and Lou Brock is a +3, so that's going to make Lonborg an 11. So an 8, an 11 pitcher, and a result of 8 is a single for Lou Brock. Right on cue, and like I said, Lou Brock is going to steal. This is going to involve Lonborg's move to first, which is a +2, which is good. Good for him. And then, so that's going to drop Brock down to a 27. And then you look at the catchers. Elston Howard, he is a +2, which is good. So a +2 and a +2 is -4. So it drops Brock down to a 25. And I've copied off the little stealing chance table here. 25 is right here. So basically a 51 or less and he's safe. If I roll a 52 or higher, he is out. And it's a 35, so it's a good stolen base by Lou Brock. So man on second, Kurt Flood. 34 is a 31, runner on second. A 31 is a fly out to center field, runner holds. All the way across the board. Roger Maris, 51 is a 9. And he's no change on righties. So it's a 14. Runner on second. Runner on second base. And a 14. Or a, yeah, pitcher's 14. And it was a what? 9? Yeah, 51's a 9. 14. Come down to the 9. It's kind of small here, but no change, so single infield hit. Infield hit for Maris. Actually, that was a runner on second, so 14 and a 9. I think it's still the same thing. Single through short. It is a single, but it's not, it's not an infield single. Brock's on second. And it's a single, I'm down here again, single through short. We have 3 numbers. Roger Maris is a pull right. Pull right, so it's through second. And we have 3 numbers. We need to roll a die here. One to find out which number. It's going to be this number, the 43. So 43, right fielder. Right fielder is Harrelson. His arm is a 32. And Lou Brock is a 19. 32 minus 19 is 13. So 13 minus 40, what was it, 43? I'm down here. Say 43 is 30. 43 minus 13 is 30. So a 30. And I should have made a copy. Well, I kind of have that, but I didn't. Base advancement chance table, a 30 is pretty much, they're going to let him score. The odds of throwing him out are not very good, so they will let him score on that single and keep Roger Maris at first. RBI single, 1 away, brings up Orlando Cepeda. And a 36 is a 14. Runner on first is a longboard, does not have a Z, so it will be a walk. First and second now with nobody out. 1 out, my bad, 1 out. Tim McCarver. And a 62 is a 36. And runners on first and second. Swing this over. Forgot about that. First and second, a 36. Right, 62-36, yep. Pass ball, runners advance. 1 base. Pass ball all the way across. So not a good start for the Red Sox. Second and third now with 1 out, and McCarver's still up. That was a pass ball. 51 is an 8. And he's +1, so that's going to make him a 13. So second and third. Runners on second and third. And a 13. And an 8. Is no change, right? Right on the edge there. So an 8 is single to right. And again, we have McCarver's a straightaway hitter, so it is a single. It is single to right. And a 62. 62. Well, let's see. Obviously, Maris is going to score. And Cepeda's a 10. 10 and right field. Harrelson's arm is a 32. That's a 22. A 22. That's going to score both runs, because that is going to be more than 36, so that will score both runs. A single, 2-run single for McCarver. And all of a sudden it's 3-0. Cardinals. Shannon. An 11 is a 0. And a 55 is a 1. And that is a goner, I believe. Yes, it is a goner. 2-run shot for Shannon. And it is now 5-0 Cardinals, and the Red Sox are beside themselves. They don't know. They got to get the bullpen going already. Brings up Javier. 51 is an 8. And an 8. And he is a -4, so that's going to be an 18. And 18 and an 8 is a 31. That's going to be a fly out. It's going to be a fly out to center field. Finally get the second out. Brings up Maxwell. 16 is a 28. And a 28 is a ground out to short. All the way across. But 5 runs for the Cardinals in the top of the first. So a tough beginning for the Red Sox. Bottom of 1, Joe Foy, 24. And that's going to be a strikeout. Bob Gibson with the K. Mike Andrews, a 33. There's a 7. And against Bob Gibson, who is a right-hander, -3. That's going to make Gibson a 15. And a 7, a 15, and a 7. It is still a single. Single for Andrews. Brings up Yaz, a 45. And that will be a walk. Base on balls. First and second now with 1 out. Brings up Hawk Harrelson. 53 is a 17. And we have runners on first and second. And a 17 is hit by pitch. All the way across. So now here come the Red Sox. Bases loaded. 1 out. And Scott Harrelson, or George Scott. Scott Harrelson. George Scott, 42, is a 9. He's a -1. So that's going to make Gibson a 13. Bases loaded. And a 13. And the result was a 9. Right there. So it is a 9. Single over first. He pulls to the left, so it is a single over first. Runner on second's a 38. Runner on first is a 41. Okay, so single over first to right field. Right fielder, Roger Maris, he is a 35 in the arm. Andrews is going to score. We know that. And Yastrzemski, it's a single for Scott. Does Yastrzemski score from second? He is a 14 and a 35 is a 21. 21, and then runner on second was a 38. To advance an extra base. So that's going to be a 17. That's about a 50-50 almost. That's about a 50-50 chance, really. We'll look here on the base advance table. A 17. Yeah, that's about a 50-50 shot. I think they're going to play it safe, station to station. There's only one out. So base is still loaded. That brings up Reggie Smith. And one run in. Reggie Smith, 42. And he strikes out. So 2 away for Petrocelli. 41 is a 28. 28 bases loaded. Playing deep, obviously. It is a force out at second. And let's see, 28. It's a 6-4. 6-4 is what it is. 6-4. And it reaches on a fielder's choice, but that is the end of the inning. 1 run for the Red Sox. Hindsight, maybe you take the chance of sending him, but 50-50 shot, I don't know. So Bob Gibson will lead off the top of the second for the Cardinals, as they went 1 through 8 in the top of the first. And a 33. Nice. That's an 8. He's a -2. It's going to make a 16. And a 16 and an 8 is a fly to center field. So 1 away. And the bullpen is ready for the Red Sox. If Laurenberg, which makes him a Brock is a +3. It's going to make him an 11. And it's a 4. 11 and a 4 is a 4, which is a double. Double for Lou Brock. He is 2 for 2. And the Red Sox are going to have to go to the bullpen. Timeout. New pitcher for the Red Sox is Sparky Lyle. And he is a 13. Let's see. He's got runner on second, Lou Brock. 1 out. Kurt Flood, the batter. Another 11. A 0 and a 36 is a 6. And he's a -2. That's going to make him a 15. Runner on second. And a 15 and a 6 is no change. Double to left center, runner scores. Back-to-back doubles. That's an RBI double there for Kurt Flood. And that's going to bring up Roger Maris. 1 out. Kurt Flood on second. Another 11. 34 is a 6 and no change. And so makes him a 13. I think that's still going to be same old thing, isn't it? 13. Yep, double. Double runner scores. Back-to-back-to-back doubles for the Cardinals, and they are on fire against the Red Sox. 14. There's a 30. Runner on second. And a 30 is a fly out to left field. Runner holds, so 2 down. Brings up Tim McCarver. 44 is a 7, plus 1. It's going to make Sparky Lyle a 12. Runner on second. 12 and a 7 is still a 7. Single to right field. And McCarver's a straightaway hitter. So it's a 42, 44, or 46. It's going to be a 44. 44 to left. Single to right. My bad. 44. Single to right. Right fielder Harrelson is a 32. Roger Maris, who is on second, is a 9. That's a 23. 23 minus 44. Single to right. It was 41. Now runner on second. Yeah, 44. 23 minus 44 is 21. So 21, and that's going to make him need to roll a 43 or lower. 43 or lower for him to score. Actually, there's 2 outs, so I think you add 1. So that makes him a 22, so 44 or lower. They're going to send him on, and he gets thrown out. 62. He gets thrown out by Harrelson, the right fielder. It's going to be a 9-2 put out. McCarver did single, but that will end the inning. 2 more runs for the Cardinals, and it is 7-1. Cardinals. We move to the bottom of the second. Elston Howard to lead it off, a 62, and that is a strikeout for Bob Gibson. Joe Foy, 46. Nope, lone board. My bad, Sparky Lyle is batting. I'm so used to DHs. So Sparky Lyle, he will bat. 46 is a strikeout. Now back to the top of the order. Joe Foy, 15 is a 10. And against right-handers, he's a -3. That's going to make Gibson a 15. A 15 and a 10 is a 34. A 34 is a pop out to short. Pops out to short to end the inning. So a 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals. Move to the top of the third. 7-1 Cardinals. And Mike Shannon to lead it off. 42 is a strikeout. Sparky Lyle gets him. Brings up Hoodie Javier. 51 is an 8. And Sparky Lyle throws left. He's a +3 against lefties, though, so that makes Sparky Lyle a 10. An 8, a 10, a 10, and an 8 is still an 8. An 8 is a single to center. Single for Javier. 1 on, 1 out. Maxville, 16, is a 28. Runner on first. Out of first, runner to second. Well, if it's a fielding 1, he's safe at first, runner's out. The other 2 are out of first, runner to second. So we'll look at the fielding column finder chart for the shortstop. Shortstop is Petrocelli, and he is a 9, 33, so that should be fielding 1. It is. So fielding 1 is safe at first, runners out. It's a 6-4, and fielder's choice for Maxville. So 2 away. Brings up the pitcher, Bob Gibson. 65-35. Runner on first. And he's going to foul out to the catcher to end the inning. And a 0 is put up finally for the Cardinals. Bottom of 3. Mike Andrews to lead it off against Bob Gibson. A 16 is a 28. And a 28 is a ground out to short. 6-3. Brings up Yaz. A 14 is a 30. 30 is a fly out to left. And Hawk Harrelson. 36. 33. 33 is a pop out to second. Make sure it is all the way across. Yes. Y is a strikeout. Gibson does not have a Y. Simply 3 up, 3 down. Move to the top of the 4th. Top of the order, Lou Brock. 23 is a 29. 29 is a X is a strikeout, and Sparky Lyle has an X. So it will be a strikeout of Lou Brock. Brings up Kirk Flood. A 12 is a 25. 25, X is a strikeout. All the way across. Back-to-back Ks for Sparky Lyle. Roger Maris, 61, is a 12. And a 12 is a ground out to third. All the way across. Nothing for the Cardinals. Move to the bottom of the 4th. Still 7-1. And Scott, the batter, at 55 is a 7. Against righties, he's a -1. That's going to make Gibson a 13. And that's still going to be a single. Single for Scott, leadoff single. He's 2 for 2. Brings up Reggie Smith, 23. 29. Runner on first, 29. Out of first. Y is a strikeout. He does not have a Y. 29. We're going to check the fielding column finder chart because, again, it is pitcher to first. I'm going to check the pitcher. Sparky Lyle. And he's a 2. And a 46. And that will be just in fielding 1. The very tip of the fielding 1. So it's a 29. Out of first, runner second. For Reggie. Scott moves to second. 1 out. Petrocelli. 44 is a 7. He's a -4 against right-handers. So that's going to make Gibson a 16. Runner on second. And a 16. And a 7 is still a 7. 7 is a single to right. He's a pull to the left, so it will be a single to right. Again, we need to check which number to look at, 42, 44, or 46. We're going to look at 42. Right fielder, 42, Maris. He is a 35 in the arm. Scott is a 16 in the run. So that's a 29. And 29 minus, and I forgot that number. Was it 40? It was 42. 42. 42 minus 29. What is it, folks? It's a 13. 13. They're not going to send him. It's a single. Scott moves to third. First and third, 1 out. Because the 13, you're looking at, well, we'll just see here, 13. You need to roll a 31 or less. So it's less than 50-50. I don't think it's worth it. Elston Howard, first and third, 1 out. 44 is an 8. But he's a -6 against right-handers. That's going to make Bob Gibson an 18. And 18, we have first and third. And the result was an 8. An 18, result is an 8. Is a 32. And a 32, first and third, is a fly out to right field. Runners hold. F9 flies out to right. It's going to bring up the pitcher. They're going to have to go to the bench and bring in a pinch hitter. Timeout. Pinch hitting will be Willie Tartable. Kind of wrote him in right there. 2 down, first and third. And that's a 24. It's a 29. First and third, 29. Is a ground out pitcher to first. 1 to 3, that will do it. And the new pitcher is Osinski for the Red Sox. I don't know why I put that there. Timeout. So we move to the top of the fifth, and it is Orlando Cepeda to lead it off. 455 is a 7. Osinski is a right-hander. He's a -5 against righties. That makes Osinski a 17. A 17, base is empty. And a 7 is still a single for Cepeda. Another leadoff single. Leadoff man is on. Tim McCarver. Tim McCarver, he's going to bunt. It's 11 is a 0. And a 46 is a 6. And runner on first. He's a +1. Osinski's going to be an 11. 11 and a 6. Actually, I need to look over here because I said bunt, sacrifice. So it is a good sack. Sacrifice. Yeah. It's a good sacrifice. That symbol means good sack. It's a 5-3 or 5-4 sack. So 1 out. Cepeda on second. Brings up Mike Shannon. 21 is a 32. 32, runner on second. It's going to be a fly out to right field. Runner holds F to third. He's not an F, so fly out to right field. 2 down. Javier, 45 is a 14. And a 14 runner on second is a walk. It is a base on balls. Brings up Maxville. 54 is a 32. And we have runners at first and second, 32. Going to be a fly out to right field. So that'll do it for the Cardinals in the top of the fifth. They still lead it 7-1. And it's top of the order for the Red Sox. Foy, 53 is a 19. 19, base is empty. It is a first on an error. Third baseman. So leadoff man is on. Here comes Mike Andrews. 22 is a 7. -3 against righties. That's going to make Gibson a 15. Runner on first. A 15 and a 7. No change. Single to right. He's a straightaway hitter, so single to right. Actually, he bats right. Bats right to left, single to left. And so it's a 34 or 26. 26, 29, or 31. 26, 29, or 31. It's going to be a 31. 31. Left fielder is Lou Brock. His arm is a 29. Foy. His running is a 9. So it makes it a 20. 20 and a 31 is an 11. Don't think so. He will be going just to second. First and second. Nobody out. Brings up Yaz. Can the Red Sox get back in this one? Oh, look at there. 66. That's a 1. No change. A 12. He does not have a... He does have a... No, he does not have a home run allowance, so... It's going to be a home run for Yaz. 3-run shot. Bingo, bango, bongo. It is now 7-4. And here come the Red Sox. Nobody out. Hawk Harrelson, 65. A 35 is going to be a foul out to the catcher. Brings up George Scott. A 13 is a 14. That will be a walk. Brings up Reggie Smith. 65 just missed. Going crazy here. 35. Run on first. Fouls out to the catcher. Yep. Another foul out to the catcher. Brings up Petrocelli with 2 away. And Scott at first. 45 is a 14. And that's going to be a walk. First and second, Elston Howard. 51 is a 36. Interesting. First and second at 36. Passed ball, runners advance 1 base. We've had that once already today. So second and third now with 2 outs. A base hit. Make this a 1-run ball game. Base hit can make this a 1-run game. A 42 is a 13. He strikes him out. Wow, had it going there. 3 runs, though, for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll move to the top of the 6th. And it's Bob Gibson to lead it off. 22 is an 8. And Osinski is a right-hander. So it makes him a 14. 14 and an 8. 14 and an 8 is going to be a fly. 32. Fly out to what? Left? Right? What is it? Fly out to right field. Bob Gibson got the bat on the ball all 3 times. There we go. Lou Brock, top of the order. 21 is a 30. It's a fly out to left field. Brings up Kirk Flood. A 12 is a 25, and that's a Osinski does not have anything, so it's ground out to second. 4-3. And that will do it for the Cardinals in the 6th. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th. And there's going to be a pinch hitter for the Red Sox. Timeout. So Canigliaro will lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Red Sox. Bob Gibson, a 15, is an 8. The -1, that's going to make him a 13. 13 and an 8 is right on the edge. 31. Fly out to center field. So an F8 for Canigliaro. And that's going to bring up the top of the order. Joe Foy, 11 is a 4. A -3 against righties. It's going to make Gibson a 15 and a 15 and a 4. Still a 4. It's a double. Double for Foy. And man on second with 1 out, Mike Andrews. 24, and he strikes out. Brings up Yaz. He homered his last time up. Three-run homer. And a 51 is an 8. And Gibson is still going to be a 12. No change against righties. Runner on second. And Gibson is a 12 again. Runner on second, 12, and an 8. It is going to be a single. Single over second. It's a 45. Unless there's 2 outs, there is not. There is 2 outs. So it's either a 55, 60, or 65. We will roll the dice. It's a 1. So it is a 55. Okay, I'm reading it wrong. It's a 45, 50, or 55. And I rolled a 1, so it's a 40. It's a 45. 45, we got Foy on second. And it's a single to over second, so center field. Center fielder, Flood, his arm is a 36. Foy's run is a 9. It's a 36, so that's 27. 27 minus 45, it's an 18. All right, 18, let's see, 30. It was 36 minus 9 is 27. 27 and 18 is 45. So 18 is about 50-50. But he gets +1, I believe, for 2 outs. So 19, 34, and I believe that is good. Let me double check in 19. Yeah. He does score. And with 2 outs, it's an RBI single for Yastrzemski. Does he go to second? That's the question on everybody's mind. Does he go to second? It was a 19, so 18. So he's got about a 50-50 shot to go to second. He will stay at first. Why kill the inning? Trying to make it to second. So 1 run in. Yastrzemski at first. Harrelson the batter. 41's a 24. 24 is a ground out to short to end the inning. Red Sox pick up a run, though. And it is now 7-5. New pitcher for the Red Sox is going to be Santiago. He's got the 3-4-5 hitters. And here in the 7th, Roger Maris, 42, is a 14. And that is a leadoff walk. As Santiago does not have a Z. Runner on first, Orlando Cepeda. 62 is a 37. Runner's caught off first. So Maris gets picked off. And there's 1 out. Nobody on now. Cepeda, 46, and he strikes out. Santiago picking people off and striking people out. McCarver, 23, 26. They ground out to second. And that will do it. So the inning is over, and move to the bottom of the seventh. And it is 7-5. Scott to lead it off. 23 is a 41. And that is a first on an error. Could be first and second on an error. Let's check the pitcher, Gibson. We'll need to check the fielding column finder. He's a 2. 56. And a 2. 56 is going to be fielding column 2. So that's going to be first and second on an error by Bob Gibson. Crucial error there. That brings up Reggie Smith, a man on second, nobody out. 63, 31. Flies out to center field, runner holds. Petrocelli, 24 is a strikeout. Elston Howard, and there's an 11. And a 64 is a 6. And he is -6 against righties. That's going to make Gibson an 18. Runner on second. An 18 and a 6. No change. 6 double to left. Runner scores. So a double for Elston Howard. And that scores Scott. RBI double. Still an RBI. Not an earned run, though. Foy, pitcher's up now. So, runner on second, 2 down. And it's a 7-6 ball game. There's going to be a pitching or pinch hitter timeout. Pinch hitting will be Dalton Jones. Bob Gibson is still out there struggling, but Cardinals are sticking with him. Try to get through this inning. 15 is an 8. -1, so it's going to make him a 13. 13 and an 8. Runner on second is just barely an out. 26. And that's going to be a ground out to second. 4-3 for Dalton Jones as he just almost beat it out but couldn't do it. Another run for the Red Sox, and it's 7-6 now. New pitcher for the Red Sox is John Wyatt. And he's got Mike Shannon to lead off the top of the 8th. 21 is a 32. 32 is a fly out to right field. Brings up Javier, 56, is a 34. And he pops out to short. Y is a strikeout. So it is a strikeout for Wyatt. Maxville, 55 is an 8. And he's -4 against righties. So that's going to make Wyatt an 18. 18 and an 8 is a 31. It's going to be a fly out to center field. So nothing for the Cardinals in the 8th. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, and there'll be a pitching change for the Cardinals. Timeout. New pitcher for the Cardinals is Ron Willis. He's got the top of the order. Joe Foy, 24, and he strikes him out. Mike Andrews, 14, is a 30. Fly out to the left. 2 down, brings up Yaz. 22, a 6. And against right-handers, no change, so a 14. Should be Still a 6. It is a double for Yaz, who is now 3 for 4. Single double homer. Hawk Harrelson, 44s and 8. -2 against righties. It's going to make Willis a 16. Runner on second. And an 8 against a 16. It's going to be a 27. So not going to do it this time. Y is a strikeout. Well, but we're not going to use that because we adjusted the pitcher's grade. They ground out to third. 5-3. So that will end the inning, and nothing for the Red Sox in the 8th. And we'll move to the 9th. And Johnny Wyatt will continue in the 9th for the Red Sox. Maxwell, 35, a 39. 39 is a strike. 31 is a 14. And that's going to be... Actually, no, my bad. There's going to be a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Willis. Timeout. Pinch hitting will be Dave Ricketts for Bob Gibson at 23. Or for Willis, not for Gibson. Gibson's already out. 23. A 26. And that's a ground out to second base for Ricketts, 4-3. And so one away, back to the top of the order. And Lou Brock, a 66 is a 1. And that is gone. Home run allowance number, nothing. That is gone for Lou Brock. A little bit of insurance there for the Cardinals. Solo shot for Brock. Brings up Kirk Flood. 34-31. Flies out to center field. Roger Maris. 14 is a 30. And he flies out to left. Another run for the Cardinals in the 9th. And there will be a new pitcher for the Cardinals. That is Joe Horner. To pitch the 9th with a 2-run lead. 7-8 to 8-6. 8-6 Cardinals, 2-run lead. Scott, 42, is a 9. Against a lefty, he's a -2. It's going to make him a 16. 9. 16 and a 9 is a single. Single for Scott. And he has been on base every single time today. Brings up Reggie Smith. They need 2 runs. Can't be sacrificing. 56 is a 34. 34 runner on first is a pop out to short. Yes, it is a pop out to short. So 1 away. Petrocelli, 62, is a 39. And oh my goodness, runner is out stealing. I don't think he'd be stealing in that situation. But the chart says runner out stealing, a 39. So 2 to 4. So Petrocelli is still up. Petrocelli's still up after the put out at second there. Caught stealing. 13 is a 14. That is a walk. So now Elston Howard with the man on first. Down to the final out. A 25 is a 9. -6 against righties though. Actually, he throws left. Horner throws left, so he's +4. So that makes him a 10. Runner on first. Pitching grade of a 10 down to a 9. Result of 9 is a 30. So a 30 is going to be a fly out to the left. And that will end it. But heck of a comeback there for the Red Sox. As it looked like they were going to get blown out there, they end up losing 8-6. And we'll be back with the totals in just a minute. All right, so here are the totals. St. Louis, 8 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Boston, 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Bob Gibson, the winner, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. And for the Red Sox, Lone Board, tough outing, 1 1/3. 5 hits, 6 runs. All earned, gave up a home run. Things calmed down there for a little bit, but then picked back up at the end. Well, actually, after the first 2 innings, things calmed down for the Red Sox pitching staff. Till the 9th, they gave up that home run to Lou Brock. Yastrzemski, nice day, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs. Single, double, homer. 2 for 5 for Andrews, 3 for 4 for Scott. For the Cardinals, Lou Brock, 3 for 5 with a stolen base. Maris, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. 2 for 3 for McCarver, 2 RBIs. Everything came early there for the Cardinals. And so that is going to wrap this game up. My little Apba hybrid game. It took a lot longer than I like. I don't like my games running much more than 30 minutes, really. I get a little tired if I'm over 30 minutes. So this game is probably in the record books as one of the longer games you'll ever see me put on here. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I might try it out again, try to refine it a little bit, make it a little quicker. Of course, there was a lot of runs scored, 14 runs, 22 hits. That, that right there is going to lengthen the game anyway. So, that's something to take into consideration there. But, again, that's going to wrap this game up. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, please. And also subscribe. That helps me out. And so until next time, take care. God bless.